Hey, what's up? It's your boy 50 Cent. We about to get in the blood in the sand for all the true video game heads right here on Bud Arcade.
Ow. 50 Cent, aka Curtis Give Me Back My Skull Bitch Jackson, had been performing in the Middle East back in 2009, and some group of thieving bastards stole this priceless crystal skull off him that he got paid for the show. Granted, it looks like a skull you'd buy for $10 off Wish.com. 50 took this personally and became the New York Rambo, launching a full militarized assault on some millionaire terrorist group, taking on what's essentially a fucking army with just himself and the other G-Unit fellas. What an absolute legend, man.
That bitch has got my skull.
I don't know why 50 Cent decided to have these games made about himself where he's basically an unstoppable killing machine, but I'm glad he did, because 50 Cent Blood on the Sand has got to be one of my favourite arcade shooters of all time. It's just so fun, man. Even if you don't care about rap music or 50 or whatever, I'd recommend you give this a go. Anyway, it's 100% nostalgia time. It's a series where I go back and complete games that I didn't complete when I was a kid. And this time, it's Blood on the Sand. Obviously, that's why you clicked on the video. So we're going to get all the achievements 1000G, even the co-op ones. So I had to buy 2 copies. I originally started playing this back in the day when it first came out, and I left it with only 19 out of 46 achievements. So in this video, we've still got 27 achievements still to get. And yes, I'm even going to get the multiplayer ones, despite no one playing this online for the last 15 years. So we're going to have to do it the hard way. Honestly, this turned out to be a harder completion than I thought it was going to be. There's so many things online saying how easy this is, but it wasn't for me. So hit like and subscribe, because I spent many hours trying to complete this and get 50 skull back. So let's make sure it's not wasted, yeah? Right, let's crack on. You can see me getting his skull back. Bitch.
You one crazy bitch.
With Blood on the Sand being an arcade-style shooter, it's all about points, and each chapter of each mission has 3 high-score medals: bronze, silver, and gold. Getting these gold medals and getting them all on hard mode is what's going to help us get virtually all of these achievements in one solo playthrough, including 2 of the hardest, OG and Bulletproof. Those are the ones we're really aiming to get in this video. We're aiming to get all of them, but those are like the highest ones. However, you can't achieve these gold medals simply from like stacking up cool kills. You've also got to pick up 10 collectibles per chapter. That's 5 posters and 5 targets per level. If you miss any, you probably aren't going to achieve that gold medal. The other achievements we'll pick up on the way are ones relating to buying all the weapons in the game. You get one for each weapon category, so you've got pistols, assault weapons, close combat weapons, and special heavy weapons. Apparently 50 and G-Unit know how to use all of these weapons already. I'm not saying 50 hasn't seen a few Glocks in his time. I said Glocks, by the way, not Glocks. I said Glocks. I very much doubt, though, he saw many RPGs growing up in Queens. Imagine 50 got shot with an RPG instead of a pistol. Like, that would make Get Rich or Die Trying a really short movie. You can buy all of these weapons from the gold that you steal from this millionaire militia group. There's another achievement for becoming a millionaire with this gold as well. And finally, there's a couple of other achievements that are mission and circumstance specific, so we'll be looking to pick those ones up too. Let me address the elephant in the room quickly. Yes, I had to use a guide for the poster and target locations. I've got a life to live, folks. No one is giving me props for wasting hours of my life searching for these dumb targets. I'll link the guide in the description as well if you want to put yourself through this too. But like how no one's giving us a Blue Peter badge for doing this without using a guide, so shut the fuck up, okay? Don't even bother. Don't even bother.
Fucking get him!
The hard mode gameplay itself is quite challenging. Like 50 will die after only taking a couple of shots. 50 Cent is actually more durable in real life than in this game. How many shots did he take in real life? Like 9 or something. He takes about 3 in this game and he's done. I mean, I'm talking about shots from like assault rifles and stuff, but you know, whatever. He's literally more durable in real life. So despite his health regenerating, you can't get reckless or you'll just get mowed down. I know you're all ready to type in the comments that it can't be that hard if his health regenerates, but brothers and sisters, if health didn't regen in this game, it would literally be impossible. I died so many times in this playthrough. Mostly due to impatience and being sick of having to wait my turn to shoot. I just wanted to blast these guys and shout abuse at them.
Fucking die!
Despite me dying a lot, most of the levels were relatively straightforward. Me and Tony Yayo blasted anything that moved. I picked up the posters, I hit the targets, I completed the timed challenges that pop up on screen for bonus points, and ultimately, I picked up the golden medal at the end of the levels. I just want to point out as well that this game is so fun. It's exactly what you want a third-person arcade shooter to be. You can just pick it up and play it without too much thought, which is good because I haven't got much thought to give, to be honest. The gameplay is just exactly what you want. You end up naturally picking up the weapon achievements as you play through, and when your weapons get better, you can be a bit more brazen with your approach as long as you're accurate. If you shoot first, you can take the AI off guard and they sort of wait their turn a little bit, but if you hesitate, you'll get your head blown off. One of the most fun achievements is the sharpshooter achievement, and it's killing a guy by shooting his own rocket in midair. It sounds tough, but did you know 50 also has superpowers? Obviously, he's got this gangster fire mode thing that turns everything into slow-mo and lets you blast away for a few seconds as if you're in the Matrix or something. So if you line it up just right and watch your man, you can pick off that rocket just as it's being launched. It feels good. It felt really good. Super satisfying. So it was all going well. I was dying, but no more than expected. There's 24 levels or chapters in total across 8 missions, and it wasn't until level 21 that I started coming a bit unstuck. You're storming the main millionaire terrorist fella's mansion, and he's got your crystal skull in there. And 50 Cent's genius plan is to just rock up at the front door, start blasting, and call everyone a bitch.
Oh, get it, bitch!
You get pinned down from the very start on this one because the map is so open, but it's full of little walls and avenues to hide, so it's tough to engage one enemy without taking shots from like another direction and just getting picked off. Blood in the Sand is one of those games where you die a few times and then you know exactly what enemies are going to spawn and where. It becomes like an old school game where you've got to remember the patterns to have any chance of winning. I say that, but despite dying like 5 times already, I was still getting killed in the same spots even though I knew where the enemies were going to spawn. So yeah, I don't know what that says about me again. Probably not a great gamer.
True game heads.
Subscribe to the Hood Arcade because it is the best YouTube channel on the YouTube. Thanks. I finally managed to fight through this area and get into the mansion, and I had an absolute nightmare with this one. You get locked in and you've got a gunner at the front and a group to your right, so you're already stuck in this one tiny spot behind this pillar. Long story short, I died many times. I don't see how you could get through this first time on hard. You have to do it the old-fashioned way. You have to know the pattern of the enemies, and you have to have a strategy where you move from one point of the room to the next one to get cover. Honestly though, I spent an embarrassing amount of time on this section. I really did. I died like 12 times in total, and it took me like an hour, and it was like the last part as well that I was dying on every time. Feel free to give me shit in the comments. I deserve it for this showing. It's not my best work. Really not my best work, guys. The next mission that gave me trouble was Chapter 8 Mission 2, but this was for totally different reasons. It's a relatively small mission and you fight through this indoor garden to get to one of the boss fights, and it's easy enough to get through, but the fact that it's so small makes it the most difficult mission to get gold medal points on. Every other mission, if you get all the posters and the targets and you get some okay kill combos, you normally have more than enough points for the gold medal. But with this one, my first 2 tries, I was like a few hundred short, despite doing every little thing for points. I did every challenge, I smashed every money box, even picked up every little bit of ammo for those sweet extra 150 points each, and I was still fucking failing. I honestly wanted to quit. Like, I failed so many times by like just a few fucking points, bro. I gave in and I found some online forum where people back in 09 were complaining about this very level. Because of these heroes from times gone by, I found out that you can abuse the 2 checkpoints on this level. If you die, it respawns all of the crates in the previous area, so you can shoot those from the balconies to get some extra points. I tried this a few times, and despite like knocking my score up a little bit, it still didn't work. By this point, I had this mission down to a fine art. I knew everything that was going to happen. I was getting huge combos on all the enemies. I was using the abuse button to get extra points after every kill. Yes, that actually exists on this game. You can press L3 and 50 Cent will shout bitch at people. That's actually a thing that happens in this game.
You wanna shout at the title, bitch? Come on, get it, bitch!
I picked up every single point I could pick up, even using the checkpoint cheat. But it turned out if I just fought these f***s hand to hand, I'd have passed this level much sooner. The special melee combat thing gives you a huge point boost, so fighting this one last enemy at the end finally got me over the line. Obviously, 50 Cent is an expert at hand-to-hand combat as well. Put him in the UFC, he would beat John Jones within an instant. Look at this stuff. Look at this. 50 Cent would be UFC champion easily. Man knows everything. Man is like Steven Seagal. He knows how to shoot, he knows how to talk.
Where's your boss, bitch?
He's got charisma, he can beat people up just by moving his fucking hand a little bit. 50 Cent is just fucking fucking action, man.
I still play Tetris right now.
Finally, I killed the main boss in his helicopter and did the final car chase mission to complete the story on hard with all gold medals, unlocking the OG and Bulletproof achievements, 200 gamer score in that sweet crystal skull, bitch.
Ugly bitch, is it? Let's go home.
So to round it up, there was one in-mission achievement I'd missed about doing the helicopter mission without dying. That's a pretty fun mission and a nice way to break things up. The game does this a couple of times with vehicle-only missions. It's a proper arcade shooter that you can play through time and time again and still get some fun out of it, which is lucky because play through it all again is what I had left to do to get the co-op achievements. Now, there was a couple of ways of doing this. I could have searched Facebook groups and tried to find some American fellas like yourself that'd be up for joining us online and doing it with me. But that meant talking to people, and f that, I like just, staying in the shed and not speaking to anyone. Instead, I ordered a second copy of the game online, which they're now charging 20 quid for, by the way. $29. It's crazy because the Crystal Skull looks like it's worth less than these games are actually worth. I dug out an old Xbox 360, one of the arcade versions, the ones where you need an extra accessory just so it can get Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's that old. I created a whole new Xbox account, I bought it live, and I attempted to force my girlfriend, whose favourite game is Animal Crossing, and favourite music is this indie band called the 1975, to play a game about 50 Cent calling people bitches and blowing up half of the Middle East. Surprisingly, she was happy to give it a go, but she had to go to work, and because I'm impatient and basically a loser, I decided to spend the whole day trying to complete the co-op playthrough alone. I did ask someone else to help, but they were too pussy to play.
Broski, I need your help.
So I was sat on my living room floor on one of the hottest days of the year between two TVs with controllers balanced on each knee and eyes like Steve Buscemi. The postman must have thought I was crazy. I knew 50 would have respected the grind though, and that's what kept me motivated for the next 6 hours.
8 buttons.
Right. I did this playthrough on easy mode because there's no difficulty stipulation for the co-op achievements, and it's hilarious the difference it makes on how you play the game. You can sponge loads of bullets so you don't need to worry about using cover, you can just blast your way through without a care in the world, and that's exactly what I did. However, when it came to getting the Reviver co-op player achievement, the sponge and bullets thing made it a lot tougher than it should have been. It turns out 50 is literally bulletproof on easy mode. I got a good 5 minutes of fun out of just blasting them in the head. You can't damage your partner, but loads of blood still flies out of them. So I had to position 50 right in the line of enemy fire, and this dude must have ate a good 5 clips before he went down.
He needs some milk!
Other than that, the playthrough was pretty straightforward and uneventful. Often the game would teleport 50 to where I was if I was too far in the level, so I didn't have to move the other controller much at all. Only if we came to these 2-player action segments, like the co-op things where you have to lift the shutters, then I'd have to walk 50 from the start of the map to where I was, which was a bit tedious. However, as the unkillable badass that is Tony Yayo, I was flying through the missions, picking up the achievements, having fun, and farting.
What the fuck is that smell?
Shit happens, Fifth.
The only missions that got tough with this playing it alone strategy was the 2 driving missions. The first one I played just as the driver and somehow managed to get through without shooting anyone. However, the final mission is a driving mission and you have to shoot the girl that's got your skull to finish the game. I really gave this a good go with literally a pad in each hand, but it just wasn't happening. So I had to wait for my girlfriend to come home to get this one done. Despite not having a driver's license or understanding how to use the left thumbstick to control the camera angle, Georgia was going to drive us to glory whilst I shot the bitch that stole our crystal skull for the last time. I got one.
Just do it.
I got one. Yeah. Woo! Yeah! G-Unit! Say it.
G-Unit.
Yeah! Woo! After this, I quickly circled back to get the last little bit of cash I needed for the millionaire achievement, and bang, that was it, all over. 14 years later, 14 years after I had first played this game, I had finally completed 50 Cent Blood on the Sand 100% with all the achievements. What a belter. 1,000 gamer score and that crystal skull back, bitch. We did it. Thank you so much for watching to the end. If you've came this far, comment below, I don't know, G-Unit. Comment G-Unit below, then I know you've watched all the way to the end. And comment below which game I should play next. I will definitely pick 100% one of the people who comment G-Unit and comment a game request. I want to reward the people who are actually watching these videos all the way through, because I know, like, you know, that's a hard ask now on YouTube. People don't last till the end. Comment G-Unit if you've watched the video all the way through and request a game, and I will play the one with the most likes. Let's go for that. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe already. I'm going to be making more videos like this more regularly. I'm going to try and put more high quality gaming content out that's fun and just chill and just fucking have a laugh, you know what I mean? Because there's too much seriousness in life, too many people online trying to tell you how to live your life and stuff, man. And we're just gonna play old games with weird pads that are cursed. Look at it. Look at it. I thought this was cool when I paid like 30 quid for it, but it's not, is it? It's actually really cringe. Sort of like this video. I'll see you next time. Bye.
8 buttons.